right, so obviously Marin's got a new bike, a whole lot of new bikes. We rode one of them today, the Marin Mountain Vision XM Carbon Pro, or rather, Marin Mountain Vision Carbon XM Pro. Again, you sometimes wish people would just shorten the names of their bikes. But it's a new bike. What'd you guys think of it?
I liked it. I think it definitely reflects the investments that Marin's made to their mountain bike line for 2014 model year. I think they were kind of on the sidelines a little bit. And the company was sold, and I think they got some new capital, and you can tell they've really made a quick turnaround, and really relevant technology. I mean, this bike was spec'd to the nines. XX1, I thought it was, everything on it was really nice.
Yeah, no, it was brilliantly
Definite
spec'd.
step up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the componentry, you had Kashima-coated Fox suspension front and rear. You had the Avid XO Trail. You have a good 4-piston brake on there. I mean, everything. It's almost faultless. And the bike is totally different. I mean, we rode one last year for the Bible, and
it's a totally different beast.
Yeah, we weren't impressed with last year's bike, and I came through. And this year, it's an entirely different thing. They target this saying, they say it's trail and enduro. It's for both kinds of riders, which is sort of interesting because people typically think of them as different. What did you guys think of?
Well,
how would you
enduro is just a buzzword.
If we're combining our trail and all mountain category, and all mountain is essentially enduro, and if you're looking at it from a semantic point of view, then you can see where they would do that, use that buzzword. The XX1 was pretty sweet.
I could have used a smaller, so it comes spec'd with a 34 tooth chainring. Which, I was able to clear a lot of the climbs. It's just, there wasn't a lot of recovery period when you're, I probably could have used
It'll
the 32.
make you a stronger rider, though.
I know.
34, just forget the 32. Just embrace it and charge,
I have a 32
man.
to make me a stronger rider. And I initially was going to go with 30.
Well, it's a weird thing.
But I do think a lot of it's mental because... once you're actually out there, in a lot of ways it was good because it forced me to, really charge up a climb.
Just pin it.
Whereas maybe I wouldn't have had enough traction because I was in the wrong gear. And so, I mean, in a lot of ways it's a good thing.
Right. Well, it's kind of like being on a single speed, right? You don't think you get single speed, you get on one and suddenly you're just powering through everything. Granted, this isn't nearly that big of a...
It's a lot more fun than a single speed.
It's a hell of a lot more fun than a single speed. I would have thought they would have put a 32. That's sort of the coin of the realm for a bike that's going to go out to everybody.
Yeah, that just seems like it would fit the widest.
Yeah. Well, props to them for not just taking the easy route.
All right. Props to them for giving the bike a chainring that you personally approve of.
Exactly.
I thought the rear shot going with the Float X was cool too. I mean, that's a good spec choice.
I thought the rear suspension kicked butt. I thought it was really good. I was impressed. I haven't been impressed with Marin's rear suspension in years. I thought this is the best Marin in ages. That said, there are a couple things that I would have liked to see changed. Again, another 32 fork up front. That bummed me out. You
would think on this bike.
This is your hobby horse, but it's a
valid hobby horse because this enduro on a 32. Come on, no, because you could push this bike there.
Oh yeah, that's true. You call this an enduro bike, and it's got
a Float X in the back.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's where the mismatch was.
It's a complete
having
mismatch.
a Float X in the back and a 32 up front. That was a little puzzling.
That
kind of jumps out at you.
Yeah, so the Float X is all about those big hits, and then you get, I'm a little fork. Right, you got the little 32.
My stanchions are much too narrow, and I can't really handle this. Oh, this drop! I'm going to send you over the bars.
Oh crap! But the back end's good. Screw that. Put a 34 on it. It deserves it.
It needed to man up in the fork department.
100%. And they threw out everything else. It's just awesome that they threw at us. So it wouldn't have cost.
The Haven carbon, the East Haven bar was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that cockpit felt pretty tight.
I like the width. It was 720. Oh, okay, 720. Okay.
Yeah, I would have gone, but
But the trail we rode, it works.
Yeah.
Ordinarily we'd be like, we want to go a lot wider, but you're just constantly clipping your bars, and it was good for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the other thing that I noticed, it's a medium bike, so it's a little bit small. I'm in the size range for the bike. It's supposed to be up for people who are 5'11", so I'm right there on the verge, but. It felt a little small, but I think that was accentuated by the fact that the seat angle is 74 degrees, which is pretty steep.
The seat was not comfortable for me.
Oh, it's got the physique, right?
Yeah, well, it was. I
So we're
kept
just coming out
feeling
with
like
that.
I was sliding off the back of it.
Yeah,
And you had to keep cinching it down. Like we
It
kind
wasn't
of figured that out when I got on
super
it. I was like, oh
comfortable.
yeah, it keeps. Like,
I was
Yeah.
kind of
Like-
sliding off the back.
Yeah, well, and yeah, it's
That's
like made for
I mean,
European.
that's an easy thing to swap.
Oh, for sure. And it's, physique, really well made, saddle, Italian, all that stuff. But I don't know if it's because I got a big American ass. But those things, I don't care what bike it is, or physique, they just hurt me. I'm sorry. is
Yeah,
that
it was a
personal?
little
Too personal?
That's a little personal.
It's a little personal?
You're
Yeah.
talking about. Whatever.
It hurts my butt.
So do you think this is a $7,800 bike? I mean, do you think it's worth that penny?
That's a tough question, right? I think that it is more of a contender than any Marin to date. 7,800, damn, I don't know. No, I don't think I can spend $7,800 on it, but I don't think that's out of line with the component spec. And
Yeah,
with
it's a
it
lot
being
of
carbon
bling.
bike. It's a lot of bling. It's top shelf all the way around. A really nicely done frame. I don't think it's out of the range. It's out of my personal range.
Yeah.
But
But could it
Which
stand
means
up
it's out of your
against?
personal
could it stand up
range,
against an Enduro? Could it stand up against an
Yeah,
Yeti SB66C?
exactly.
Could it? There are a lot of bikes in the class that I think it's priced a little bit more expensively than bikes that people trust, know, and have more experience with.
Right.
I think that's going to make it a tough sell for it. But I think that if they've ever had a chance at battling, this is it. But it's kind of gutsy move on their part.
And that's my,
It's uphill.
kind of another question I have is this bike enough to kind of boost Marin back to the place where it wants to be, I think, at kind of the top level of the industry.
It'll be interesting vis-a-vis the other options.
Yeah,
The other
there's a lot of good
contenders.
bikes in that category.
Right. No, there are a ton of good bikes, and as much as enduro is becoming a ridiculously, passe buzzword, there are a lot of good enduro bikes being made right now, and,
Right.
and I think a lot of people are going to start realizing how capable, a 5 or 6 inch travel lightweight burly bike is.
Right.
If there's any bike, I mean, to get to your question, though, there's any bike that could bring Marin back and change it, it's this new line. It's certainly, they haven't done anything this cool in,
Yeah.
I'd say, decades.
Yeah.
This is a good bike.